1130 Podcast and 1130 Entertainment presents Beyond 1130.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Yo, man, welcome everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Beyond 1130, man. I'm your host Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, man. I'm back at it. It's a new year. Been off for a little break, man, but yo, it's episode 3 of Beyond 1130. Grown folks are talking, man. This is going to be a great episode for everyone who's joining me here on YouTube and everyone tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, like, leave a comment, do all that great stuff, and don't forget to follow the 1130 Podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, we're gonna get into it. We ain't gonna waste no more time, man. It's grown folks talking Beyond 1130. I got a panel of dope and amazing guests that's going to be joining me here on this episode. Yes, man, everyone who's joining me on this episode, you guys, has been a previous guest here on the 1130 Podcast. So, man, this is going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. But introducing my first guest, you guys. Yes, she's from the West Coast. She's been holding it down. But honestly, Helen, she's hosting her own podcast, you guys. Helen, what's going on with you? What's going on with you? Is your mic muted?
I muted because I was drinking water and you hear the ice cubes. I'm so sorry. So awkward.
You good. How's everything?
Hey. Thank you for having me. Super excited to be on the Beyond 1130. You know, yes. I like a little grown folks conversation.
Hey, I appreciate it. I definitely was telling you on the 3-year anniversary. Definitely got to bring you on the episode of Grown Folks Talking Beyond 1130. So we here, we made it, and it's gonna be a good one. I appreciate it, Helen, for coming through. Also, you guys, my guy Shalon from the ATL. Man, what's going on, my guy?
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Appreciate the invite. I'm ready to get into it.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. How's everything, man? I haven't had you on before.
Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I got a whole new position. I got one film in the can, just waiting to do some editing. I got another one I'm working on. I'm just got some funding for it. So praise the Lord. Knock on wood 3 times. So getting everything situated with that. It's kind of weird because I'm used to working on my own pace. But now, you know, money is involved. People want to be like, all right, so when is this going to be done? I'm like, when I get done? That's when it's going to be done. When I get done.
Hey, that's what's up, John. I got a lot going on, my guy. Also, that's joining us here on the panel, my guy, Brian B, man. He's the host of the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Brian B, what's going on?
What up, people? What's good? What's going on, y'all? Yo, happy to be here, Dre. Always happy to come on here and talk some shit. Glad to be here, brother.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Nice meeting everybody.
Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, man, this is gonna be fun, for real. Definitely gonna be fun. Brian B always bringing some dope energy. Also, you guys, man, the last guest that's joining us here on the panel, man, he's been having some dope clips of the podcast. Has been trending and going viral. My guy, Dr. Shock Blue from Shock Blue Dreams.
Yeah. What it do, everybody? Greetings and salutations to all my peoples here. Big shout out to 1130 Podcast. Big shout out to Brian B, Shalon, and the lovely lady. I didn't get your name, darling. What's your name again?
Helen. Nice to meet you.
Shout out to Helen and everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and like all these people. And Helen, We're 3-0 right now. San Francisco's winning.
Hey!
Let you know about that.
Told you. But I tell you.
What's up, everybody? I'm excited to be here with everybody, man. You know, 1130 always has me here on the show. So give me my little 2 cents in here to the Chocolate Dreams Podcast, and we are the ones that talk that shit, walk that shit, and it's always going to be about that shit.
Chocolate Dreams.
So let's get it, baby.
I dig it, man. Once again, appreciate everyone coming through. Helen, Shalon, Shock Blue Dreams, and also my guy Brian B. All the links will be down below, you guys, to everyone's podcast or YouTube channel and content, so you can get at them. Also follow them on social media. But like I said, we ain't gonna waste no more time, man. It's been a hot topic that I have been kind of like going back and forth along with you know, my fiance and stuff like that. But I was like, yo, when I'm coming back from Beyond 1130, definitely got to talk about this one right here. I'm gonna play the clip and I'm gonna go around the panel and we're gonna chat about it. All right,
let's get it.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
I have a controversial question. Some people believe that your children should come before your spouse. And this is for either one of you. Can you expound on the order of that? If that's out of order, there may be some
Out of order.
don't understand. So can you expound on that a little bit for us?
That is completely out of order. Even when you look at the scripture in the beginning, when you look at Genesis, the Bible says that a man shall leave his family and cleave to his wife. Cleaving, what does that mean? First of all, when God ordered the family, what he did was he ordered husbands and wives. And that means that what happens is we have to understand that children do not come before your husband. Now, let's explain this, because many times people get it twisted saying he's a man, he's grown, he doesn't need all this attention. He should understand that's a child. But what you have to understand is that at all times, God is asking us to model to our children order. See, that's the problem. If we don't continue to model the order,
that's right,
then kids get confused. Why does the husband come first? It's not saying don't spend time with your children. It's not saying don't give your children what they need. But often as a woman, when we have children, what happens is we have to learn how to balance, because sometimes we're trying to give our children so much attention, so much nurture, that we begin to neglect our husbands. And when I say neglect them, expect them to just wait until we have time. Well, that's not how that's supposed to go. We're supposed to prioritize and have a balance on how we spend our time in our family. So let me say this, that a lot of people have lost their husbands because they had children.
That's right. Wow.
I've seen it too many times. Or they've already had children and they expected the husband to be a sideline. I get to you when I get to you. You just wait. You grown. You grown. You can take care of yourself. No, what the scripture teaches us is to honor your husband. What does that mean? That means to let him know that he is a priority, that he's not secondary, that he doesn't have to wait in line until you can get to him. Right. You have to understand that this whole relationship and family is built on us. And that's why you see so many people, when they get older, they leave each other because they built their relationship around their children instead of building a relationship that was authentic and real with each other.
As I go around the panel here, I am going to start with Helen first. Helen, I understand right now. I know I have children right now, but I just want to give everyone opinion on this topic. Do you prioritize your spouse?
I agree. Now, I do not agree. She honestly didn't start making sense to me until she got to the end. I am not very religious, so I'm not going to quote.
Yeah,
I don't. That's not my forte.
Gotcha.
But I can't say when I was younger, my mom was very much of the mind, children come before your spouse. She never was married. She was never in a serious relationship. And I understood that as a child. And I think the older I got, the more I understood the importance of, if you're actually in a two-parent household and two-parent partnership, like a real partnership, if you bring kids into it, if you put your kids before your partner, not your wife or your husband, like your partner, whoever that is, then you kind of are like fucking with the foundation. Like your foundation has to be straight. If my partner is good, his needs are met, his peace is there, then he will help me tend to the kids. But if I tend to the kids and don't tend to him, who will help me tend to the kids when I need to tend to the kids, when I need help? You know what I'm saying? So I do think that if you and your partner are good first, when you have kids, it'll be a lot easier to actually parent your children and not feel like mommy always has to do this and daddy only comes in when he has time. At the end of the day, like, these both are kids. Ain't no one person supposed to just be there all the time consistently. So I agree. I do think your spouse should come first in a true partnership, family, two dynamic, type household.
Okay. Respect. I like that. Dr. Shaklu?
I agree with her. I mean, I believe that too, but since the way things are now, I mean, now we're starting into 2023 and things have changed for the longest now. So like kind of the old ways, I like to call like the ancient scrolls, things have changed. If you're not like really following that no more, like, I mean, just like, for instance, let's say like if you're a stepfather, how does that work now? Because majority of the time, I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, you're always going to be number two if you're in that relationship. because she's always going to
Yeah.
put her children first.
Yeah, you right.
So
Right.
you know that's something I What do you guys think about that?
Okay, Shalom.
Oh, this gonna be. I'm kind of coming from the back foot because I also don't got no kids, and I also didn't grow up in a 2-parent household. But I have dated a lot of women with kids, and I agree that yeah, you definitely gonna come second to that child, which is understandable because you. I won't say you the foreign entity coming in, but you are kind of trying to establish yourself within a family dynamic that's already been established. But I think that even though it is kind of old, I don't know about putting, making sure the husband is good before the kids. But I think there definitely should be balance because if you always prioritize your children fully without any regards to anyone else, especially within if you in a relationship, that child's gonna be a piece of shit. Not only is he gonna be
Facts.
a piece of shit, he's not gonna respect like let's say if I start dating a girl, she already got kids, and we continue and she put them kids before me, and we continue to date and I want to marry her, them kids is not gonna respect anything I say, any authority that I try to implement because they gonna be like, well, they didn't already my mama gonna take my word over yours and they gonna hold that
Mm,
over my head. So yeah, definitely prioritize your children, but it's always got to be a balance. It's got to be a priority until just where the cutoff line is. So that's how I feel. I feel balance is the key.
okay, all right, Brian B.
Oh, you making me the cleanup character here. I'm like the most controversial and all this shit, right? So this is the thing. This is the thing I agree with everybody about. Balance. Balance is the biggest thing when it comes to relationship, any kind of relationship with your kids, with your spouse, with your job, whatever you got to do. I got 3 kids. I got a relationship that I started. Me and my girl, we met each other. We've been together for 6 years now. She had a 7-year-old when I got with her. I had a 7-year-old, and then we made a 4-year-old now. So we got a whole family running over here. The thing, like Helen said, people get locked into this mind state of how things are supposed to be, and then what Chakra said, things ain't the same no more. Things are very different. So you can't keep having this kind of guideline that's just implemented in your head, whether it be like stigmatified, whatever you want to call it, just like etched in stone, rules for how you should react to the world or whatever. Shit's got to change, yo. You can't be in a lot of families now. A lot of families don't have 2-parenting households. A lot of family have to do 2 jobs to survive and make it because everything is ridiculously expensive. And we're also missing a lot of context on what is the definition of your spouse comes before your kids, in what categories. Your kid wants to watch the Disney movie and your spouse wants to watch the action movie. So now you have to decide, well, my husband comes first, so fuck y'all kids. I'm not watching Toy Story. I'm watching Steven Seagal movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of context in it because there are parents out there, or wives, single moms, single dads, even, who will sit there and get a call from the girl he wants to date and go throw the kid over to his boy's house that don't really watch him well. And he knows it, but he wants to go on a date. In that situation, he's picking the relationship more than he's picking the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like my man was saying about like the single, women. You go over and you see somebody, you dating somebody, she has a kid. You instantly have to understand you on the back burner to the child. The child has to have everybody assisting him. He's not able to do things himself. So you are already on the back burner. That part does matter. Now, if you're overdoing it and never making time for the person that you're trying to be with, then maybe you need to start thinking about not dating because you obviously don't have it down packed enough to, so it's like, it's a lot of context on this. I do believe that in any situation, kids do come first. They can't do shit for themselves. So you have to be able to be there where they're in development, we are grown. At the end of the day, you have to have an understanding. And if it is to a drastic point where you're like, damn, I don't never get time with you, then you got to explain that and, put it the way that they can understand it so they can make the decision on what's the right thing to do from there. But kids come first, man. No matter how you look at it, kids are going to come first, unless you're just a piece of shit and you just like, oh, whatever. Like the kid don't need no help. Let's watch the action movie. Let's curse around and let's do whatever. Like you got to make sure you're, making sense for them.
Dre, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, you muted.
You, Dre.
All right, it's coming back to me now. All right, yeah, all of you guys had valid points, and just like Shock Blue said, Brian P, everyone, balance is the key, and of course, yes, you're going to come. I mean, yes, the kids come first at all costs, and more so, in this, yes, this junk it does say, your spouse or whatever, and I was just coming from in this way was like, okay, yes, you just, you had a new kid or you had a couple of kids though. And it was just like, you just want your time spent. It's not more so, hey, you know what? I want to watch this action movie and the kid want to watch Disney movie and you're going to just be like, F the kids. No, you're going to let the kid, watch all the uh Disney movies and everything they got to do. It's just that when time comes and it's just like, hey, let's spend some time together. And I think it's important, not necessarily trying to live on some type of old school way or just say, hey, you know what, you just do what I say, or just after kids, not like that, just more so
Respect.
prioritize. Yeah, that too, but also prioritizing everything. Obviously, like I said, the kids come first, but obviously, if the kids are asleep or they out and stuff like that, this is a time where me and my partner we're gonna chill. We're gonna spend some time together and stuff like that. That's what I was getting out of it, more so than looking at it in a different type of way, which I see some of you did, and which is dope, totally dope.
I agree, man. And like I said, it's one of those things with me. Like I'm over here, I'm about to contradict myself because I'm not the dad who's always like, yo, my kids want to watch all this goofy shit or whatever, animals talking on Netflix or whatever. I'm like, listen, bro, I'm not watching that shit. I watch I'll watch certain things like Aladdin and stuff. I'll fuck with that. Like I grew up with that. But some of this stuff, I'm like, all right, so we got to find a balance. So how we gonna find a balance? Like you say, working out, prioritize. All right, so I'm not watching that, but I watch this. But I know that there's a time where, all right, we got to sit down. This is kids' time. Like my daughter, she wanted to do this thing. I got her like this necklace thing, and she wanted to make it for a while, but I kept telling her, nah, when Daddy does it, I'm doing 17 jobs, trying to do 1,000 things. I keep forgetting, so I'm messing up. So then my girl, she was like, yeah, you need to sit down and do this with your daughter. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I'm not taking her into part. I'm not trying to make, my life, matter more than her. It's just I'm preoccupied, not really paying attention. And she reminded me that's a partnership. We found a balance in that relationship. And I sat down, took a break from everything else I was doing. It's the same thing with everything, man. There's no one rule or way of life because a book says it. Like you literally have to make shit happen in life, yo. We live in life the same way.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, you're right, bro. Like ain't no rhyme or reason on how to do anything, and then you got to also think about the way people is growing up, or where you grow up, how you grow up. Like that has a big not idea, but that has a lot to do with it as well. Because I mean, I come from a household of prioritizing independence. Like I was cooking my own meals at 8 years old and washing my own clothes. So I probably wouldn't need as much attention, or not saying as much attention, but like as much like need me to do stuff for you as maybe another child would. So if my mom was to date that aspect of it of, he gonna be before me, I'm like, well, nigga, I don't really need you. He's like, I mean, if you want to sit down and watch these cartoons, we can do that. But like, as far as you making me stuff or getting my clothes or helping me get ready to school, I do all that on my own. Yeah. So it's more so of, like I said, it's a balance of respect, because even with me being as independent as I am, he's still not gonna come before me if push come to shove. If I need to go to football practice and he want to hang out with my mama ain't finna hang out with that man. Like, but also I'm also aware that she's still gonna be like, all right, but this time I'm gonna take a week or 3 days and I'm gonna go hang out with one of my dudes. I'm gonna have to send you to your auntie house or send you to my uncle house and I'll just be over there. So it's all in the balance. But you gotta really make it work, man. Relationships are hard enough, but you throw kids in the mix, it's 10 times harder. And it's very easy to kind of get lost in, like bro was saying, get lost in just, you working, making sure the kids straight, making sure your household straight, and you forget about each other. And then before you know it, y'all more like roommates than actual partners, like in an actual relationship.
For real.
Yeah, okay.
Especially when there's time, man. Especially when there's time involved. My bad, Dre. Yo, this 5-panel shit, man. I be having ideas and thoughts, yo. So I'm just talking, yo. But yo, listen, it's like you were saying, man. And I wanted to ask everybody kind of on the same topic, like, because y'all don't have kids, so you still kind of dating and or unless you in like a relationship or whatever. But do you find it challenging to date people with children?
Oh hell yeah.
I'm new on this. Yeah, I'm new on the scene with dating, and I already have like the one stipulation is I'm definitely not doing kids. I'm not.
Hard, yo.
It's not my time. I'm good off of it. Sorry.
Not your time.
You know what's crazy?
Helen, how old are you? How old are you?
Me? I'll be 28 next Wednesday.
Okay, yeah.
It's not your time. That's fine.
But what's crazy though is, man, like, see, she can sit there and say that with no problem. But for us, it's not that easy.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that.
It's not that easy.
Like, bro,
depends on who we want to date for real.
And not to sound messed up, but I tell young men this is the reality of things, man. There's 3 things you're gonna go through after you're 27 if you're not married. And pardon my French, but you're gonna be you're either not gonna be getting no sex at all. That's one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Number 2, you're gonna be having sex with women that you don't really want to have sex with.
Oh, that's way before 27.
And last but not least, if you got a baddie, she's beautiful and everything and blah blah blah, prepare to be a stepdad. Prepare to be a stepdad.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. Is it
After
really
27? That's what you pretty much got going for yourself, brother. If you ain't found one before then, that's pretty much what you got going on, bro. You're gonna be not getting no ass because only like 20% of men are actually getting it. The other 80% ain't. Then if you are getting something, it's probably the ones you ain't really wanting. She's either big or she just ain't really your taste. But some men you got you gotta take it with the punches, bro. You don't get to pick and choose all the time. You do, but we don't. Sometimes we gotta take what we can get.
Chakra. Hold on. So why do you feel that way? Like what led you to think this way?
What you mean? What like? Oh, because I lived it through experience, through life. I mean, and I got a bunch of homies that live it like this, and just me personally, like I've dated multiple women, even the woman that I have right now. Thank God that I'm not messing around or doing anything no more. Like I'm finally been in a good relationship that I think this one's gonna last for a long time. But besides that, I mean, literally every woman that I've ever dated, they all have had children except for maybe 1 or 2. But everybody else, they had some kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with him. I say most of my like serious relationships that I'm like, all right, I'm stamping you on. We gonna do this for real. Like we gonna be in public together. They all had kids. Like
you gotta deal with the kids. You know what I'm saying?
-2, literally -2. All the rest of them had kids.
You know what I started to notice?
And then bad parenting. They don't know. They don't have no etiquette, no training, no nothing. And then you can't say nothing to the kid. And then she wants you to take care of it and do everything. Like, nah.
That's
sorry.
right. Yeah, because there's some parents that, like, you know, like y'all said, I've experienced too, like, you know, girls who have, you know, you getting older, we more established, you live in life more, you kind of been running around for a while and shit like that, but it just starts to settle, you get in your 30s and stuff like that, are headed to it. But then it's like, I think that the reason why relationships start changing is because you start getting older, bro. Like you said, like your options are starting to wind down.
Your mind frame
gain more responsibilities. Your mind state starts changing and shit like that. So that's why when it's serious, you always wind up, oh, this girl got kids, this guy got kids, stuff like that, because maybe you've made your mistakes. Maybe you've experienced having a kid with somebody quickly because you moved in a month after you fucking met them and shit. And now it's like, you know, you established in a whole different world that you wasn't even prepared for, but it got dropped on your lap because you was moving quickly when you was young. And that's kind of how, like, I learned my lessons and stuff like that or whatever. Like, I did a lot of quick movements, had my first kid, moved to Georgia, had to fucking follow her ass down here so I could be a part of my kid's life. And then I grew up in ways that I never thought I would, you know what I'm saying? Or as fast as I did, especially from how we were talking before it happened. So it's like, I think you're kind of forced into that responsibility role unintentionally. And that's what's crazy about the shit.
What happened to me, man, you know, just like how you were saying, I moved quick, you know, I did this, did that, finagled this, finagled here, been all over the world, you know, did a lot of things. So after you get, you know, to a certain age, and I think this happens with all men, if you've been out doing your thing, you know, having a little body count, you've been, you know, soiling your oats out there, getting busy.
For real.
After you done did it a couple times, it doesn't really intrigue you no more. Like you more like, you know, you want peace now. Like,
try to tell you, bro.
You know, like me, this is how it was for me and my lady.
Of it, yo.
For me and my lady right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, we fast forwarded. When we first met each other, it was like fast forward. I was like straight up, hey, look, man, we ain't gonna do all the sexting. We ain't gonna do all this. Oh, I miss you, baby. And no, we're gonna do 6 months to a year. Fast forward now. Can I sit on the couch and look at you for 15 minutes and actually enjoy being around you?
Yeah, man.
Do we have shit in common after we have sex? Do we actually like each other? Can we do things together? If you can do that, then you can actually build something with somebody. If you cannot do that after you have sex for 6 months and having all your good little times and all the sexting and you buying food and all that stuff, and especially when she understands now, hey, it's half now, boo-boo. It ain't all like we're out here doing everything. Now it's cool if the homie do like, okay, baby, I'm gonna let you do a dub. You do 20%, I do 80. But you gotta understand, baby, you gotta do something. It ain't just you sexing and doing all that, and that's what you bring to the table. Like, nah, man, you gotta bring some peace because you asking a lot from me, especially if you got kids. So the least you could do is bring peace to that man. When he come home, he ain't got to hear nothing about your raggedy ass kids. Ain't got to hear nothing about you wilding out and all the bullshit in your day. You got everything chilling. So he comes home, he's chilling, he's happy, you're happy. You both got peace and tranquility, and then things can happen and blossom into good things. But if you already with some negative shit, oh man, it's a whole nother world.
Yeah,
and that's what Shakaloo says.
Shakaloo dreams.
Hey, I dig it, man. I dig it. A couple of things you guys mentioned when you guys were talking, though. We're going to talk about that in this next segment right here. But before that, I got a video that I want you guys to check out, and then we're going to get to our next topic. Do you feel most grateful for?
This don't sound fucked up, but women.
Okay, why?
Cause well, one, I do the basics. Well, one, I wouldn't be here without a woman. Like, I had no type of self-esteem, no type of just nothing. I was very down on myself until I got some pussy, and I'll never forget it. When I was 13 years old, I got some. It was terrible. Lasted a solid 4 minutes and 37 seconds. A strong 4 minutes and 37 seconds. But after that, man, I didn't even do anything. Like, I was barely able to keep a conversation going. And man, after that, I was off to the races. Oh my god, that shit broke me out, Greg. If I didn't have, man, ain't no telling what type of person I would have been. Especially when I was in high school. I was like, man, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling how type of person I would have been. So yeah, women, man, saved my life.
That's what's up. Pussy
I'm this close. I'm this close to getting a shirt made that said "Pussy saved my life." I want to do it so bad.
Oh man,
so bad. I might do it for my next birthday and just be like, nah, I gotta do it. I'm sorry.
Oh,
and then put it up somewhere because I was just like, every time I talk about it, all my homegirls and my mom and my sisters be like, nigga, do not do that, bro. Why you didn't tell me you was gonna use my video, bro? I just gotta look like a nice Shyamalan movie plot twist.
I saw that. I got eggs. Did you get the shirt made?
I didn't yet. See, what happened was,
Uh-oh.
So the current relationship I was in when I made that comment, she vetoed it. But she did me a salad, and I was like, well, if I can't get a set to say "Pussy saved my life," I want you to get nails and say "Dick grabbers" on them. So she was like, yeah, I'll do that. Dang. So she got on her nails. She got dick grabbers on her on both of her sets of nails.
That's what's up.
Compromise.
Wow, shit.
Okay. All right. So that says, from my man Shylan says, pussy saved his life. To just sex, man, in general. We going around, man. Too much sex. Brian B, what's too much sex?
Listen, man, I'm the worst person to fucking say something about this right here, right? Yo, listen, this is the thing about it. Like we were kind of talking about earlier, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like Chakra was actually saying, when you start to get older and you start to be with somebody that is more than sex, it's not as important as it used to be, man. I'll be dead ass. Sex was like, like my man was saying, like I used to love. All I did when I was younger was like, go to the movies, go to the mall, go to whatever, and do all this stuff, looking for girls, getting numbers, bagging chicks, doing whatever. Like that was the life. That's all we did. Anything we fucking did, it had to be girls there. That's especially for me. I was like, I just want to be around women. But then you start to get older, you get more relationships, you get mingle more with different people and stuff like that, and you start to realize like, damn, like it's a job, or you get really good at it, and it's like you're like, hey, I know how to talk, I do this, I do that, I'm confident, I don't mind. It's not a challenge really anymore. Not saying you're going to get anybody, but you know what you're going to be able to talk into or whatever. You get tired of doing that shit, that race after a while, and then you start looking for more. And that's what I was kind of experiencing. Like I was looking for more. It's like, you can have sex, when you get together, that honeymoon phase, that shit lasts. It's fun. You're with that person, whatever. And after a while, it's like, once you get done, you're like, all right, so what are we doing now? Like, we watching a movie, you know what I'm saying? Can you cook? Can you do this? Can we do this together? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I started to, as I started getting older, was looking for a commitment, looking for them fun times and shit like that or whatever. Like having sex is cool, but I was also realizing that a lot of my relationships that I were in before that didn't work, the only thing I cared about was sex. It was like we just was in it to have sex. And then I started, building, and now my relationship I have now, I know this is my wife. Like, it's not even a second guess. And we still have sex, we still do stuff or whatever, but it's not like that's what we're thinking about all the time. Or like even a lot of the time, I'll be honest, you know what I'm saying? Like we doing our thing. She's got her business. I got my business. We're like, we structure together. We move together. We still date night. We still do all of that shit. And we still fuck around with each other, but it's not as important anymore. I don't know. And I'm fat as shit now. I'm not in shape and fucking doing shit like I used to, but it's just not as important to me. So I don't know what too much sex is anymore. Damn, I feel like I'm in the hot seat. Isn't who fucking
right? I know. Like it went crickets.
What I do? Like,
all right. I guess I'm next. I think it's never enough. Well, or when it hurts.
Wow.
But no, man. Like B was saying, and like I was saying earlier, man. As you get older, and if you was a man that got to experience that, because not every man gets to experience this. some guys only get to have maybe 2 or 3 people in their lifetime, and they finally get married. Some of us get to have over 100. Some of us don't have at all.
Yeah.
We got people that don't want to be virgins, but they are because they don't know how to talk to women. They're just what's that word? Socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
But as I was saying, if you are one of the lucky ones, I'd like to say, that get to experience all this stuff, after a while, you're gonna be like, it was cool because that's what all your friends were talking about. That's what you were talking about every day. You'd wake up with the stiffy and everything, wanting to go do what you need to do and da 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 da. But after a while, that it changes. Just life changes in general, and you just that's not what's gonna call you no more. You're like, okay, yeah, that's cool, but can we relax? Can we just chill?
Yes.
Can we have a conversation that it ain't gonna make us start hating each other, or just or can you talk adequately? What's going on here?
For real.
Can we open each other's mind? You know what I'm saying? It's not just on the physical part of the game. Let's open the mental. Let's see what you got in there. Let's open that box. Are you intelligent? Can you talk with some reason? What are your plans for the future? Because I feel like you have to keep educating yourself and building, because if not, you're just going to stay stagnated. And some people are cool with being stagnated, but people like such as myself that don't like that, like, you're not going to be happy. Like, mommy, we're going to keep on building till we can't walk, we can't move no more, till we on some shriveled up prunes. We looking like some California raisins. Till then, we going to keep it moving.
I got you. Helen?
I mean, it's very interesting to hear this, because I feel like this is my first time being like the locker room and getting to hear women.
Ain't it different? Men just want sex all the time, right?
Listen, outside world, we're happy. Y'all think the only thing you wake up. I mean, and it sounded like at some point all men go through that phase. I will say what was brought to my attention is actually sexual compatibility. And I think that's something that a lot of people actually don't even think about in general. So I actually know a few people who actually don't even like sex at all. Like, it's a chore. As soon as they learned about sex, it was a chore. That's not something they get pleasure from at all. And to me, that blew my mind. Like, I was like, girl, what? Like, huh? It don't make sense to me, because I come from a very sexual family. I have a very high sex drive. So sex has always been important to me in general. So I've always been aware of that. And then when you look at media, social media now, music, art, we're surrounded by sex. Everything fucking derives from sex. Everything has a sexual innuendo at some point in time. Even fucking kid movies now, we having like fucking sexual
facts. Super facts.
Like, first of all, I didn't know we were talking about kids this early, but goddamn, okay, I guess it's where it's at.
Okay.
I don't think there's a such thing as too much sex. I think it's too much sex if you're not sexually compatible with somebody. It's not enough sex if maybe you don't know what your sex drive is, or if the person you with doesn't, get you going. And I think to hear, or to kind of like get this light shed on as the older men get, the more that men start to understand that sex isn't everything, and women are kind of on the opposite end of that. Like, we're not grown up to idolize sex, but we're grown up knowing that sex is powerful, because the world teaches us that. Our moms let us know, like, you basically, if you want, if you got a vagina and you look good. So it's kind of weird to hear that we're on opposite ends, because the older you get, women are already at that point where sex is nice, especially if you know what you're doing. Because a lot of men out here thinking they got it, and over here just fucking slapping goddamn hips, and that's about it.
Damn, not hips.
No, man be twerking too.
The chemistry's off, or if you've just been fucking the fuck your whole life, and now you get to a point where you're like, oh, it should be more to this, but you didn't build up anything in between. Like, you just got to a point and realized it. It's kind of, then it's like, oh shit, there's too much sex, because you've never really, like, you can go from sex to making love to fucking to, like, there's so many fucking levels.
Yes. Talk about that shit right there.
Like, if you get to a point where it's too much and it don't do nothing to you, then I think you need to take a step back and like reevaluate what sex means to you. But again, I'm finding out people that sex don't mean shit. So that's like a whole revelation that I'm understanding. Like some people really don't even need that shit. Like you could touch their hand and they be like, it's too much. Like elbow me.
Oh yeah. Definitely,
So,
definitely.
Yeah. It just depends. Sexual compatibility is a real thing, and I don't think we actually really take time to understand our own sex drive and where we actually stand in how important sex is. Because we get in relationships and somebody really like fucking, you really like fucking. Somebody don't like fucking, now you don't like fucking, and now you don't know why you miserable.
Now you stuck. Now you fucked up.
Right. You know, the world make us think we need it, and nobody's ever. I don't think we sit down and really talk enough, like have really just frank conversations with each other about it, and without it being derogatory, without us getting really like nasty with it, but just really talk about sex and what that means and how it
hard.
Like,
that's why.
Right? Like nobody can talk about
Motherfuckers look good. Motherfuckers look good, and you turned on. They ain't trying to hear no logic and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's that long? Yeah, I like it. I like it.
That's what's up. Yeah.
This is weird. It's my video. It's my
you started. You started the whole shit. We already know your mind state.
Let's go.
First of all, Helen, I'm gonna need your grace to also. This is the second shirt I'm making, which is all hip, no pelvis. That I want to make with your blessing, and I'm gonna put your hashtag, your name at the bottom. I'm gonna put by Helen. All hip, no pelvis.
I support.
All right. So that video was out of the context. I'm gonna put that video to the side because that was really just me telling a story about self-esteem and what happened. But as far as too much sex, I agree with everybody else. As you get older as a man, especially if you was really active when you were younger, the sex thing really doesn't mean anything. But I also believe that it really just depends on where you at in life and how old you are. Because I feel like not go back to my old video, but when I was in middle school, I was prioritizing sex. And once I was having sex, there's nothing wrong with you having sex, in your younger years, because I don't know, I can't speak for women, but I can know, and I ain't gonna speak for all men, but I can speak for myself. Like getting that shit out the way was very, very important for once I got in my 20s, because you had to get all the bad sex out of your system. Like I said, solid 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Solid. I was going hard for them 4 minutes and 37 seconds, but it was still only 4 minutes and 37 seconds. So, and then it was also, and I think this is one thing that I think as older men that I definitely never got the conversation, but I think that for the younger generation, we need to kind of not prioritize, especially in young men, to prioritize getting into relationships versus just chasing physical sex. Because you need to come at it within the relationship, not from an aspect of I'm trying to get sex. You should come in with an aspect of I know we gonna be fucking. What else is we gonna be doing? How do I make everything else work around the fucking? Because once you can do that, that makes the sex 10 times better. And it then, like Helen said, it doesn't become a chore. Because
I think we need. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No, go ahead.
I think we need to teach the children financial literacy first.
Amen.
After we can teach them that, then I think things will be a lot better, because I think that's what happens to a lot of us, because a lot of us live in this world now. We're living a rat race. We're living check to check.
Yeah.
Even as you make more money, it seems like you just broke. The more you make, it seems like the broker you are. I don't get it. But like I was saying, because most of us, grew up in poverty and some of the worst spots in this world and everything, and our parents wasn't taught any of this stuff, how to make money or how to build credit and anything like that. So I think now that we have that type of education and that type of knowledge, I think we should embed that in these kids first, and then talk to them about sex. Because if the boy, because let's teach the boy, first of all, we got to teach these boys this first. There's only 3 things that are unconditionally loved out here, man. That is a mother, a child, and a dog. You, boy, after you become a man, don't nobody give a fuck about you. You best to come out here and learn how to make it in this world. Then they'll start caring about you. When you show that you're worth something, then everybody will be around you. But if you don't have a worth, value, or anything to bring to this table of earth, man, ain't no one gonna care about you. Look around.
I agree and disagree. Only because I got a couple homeboys. Not say a couple. I got like 2 homeboys that make good high 6 figures. Them niggas can't keep a relationship to save their motherfucking life. And
that's because they don't know how to be a man.
They ain't got no problem getting women, but they can't keep them. So I feel like, yeah, you definitely need financial literacy if you have the knowledge, or be aware enough to be like, all right, if I ain't got this financial literacy knowledge, let me gain it so I can pass it down to my kids. But also, I think you still do need to know how to, one, be able to distinguish between, all right, does she love me for real? Does she love me because of what I have? Because once you don't have that no more, because you can make all the money in the world, you can't take that shit with you. And I'd be damned if I die and the only thing they talk about me is how much money I got.
That's very true.
I feel as a person.
In all reality, if your money ain't right, shorty's gonna always take flight.
No, I know. But
I'm
telling you that even when I got niggas who got their money right, and they still taking flight anyway. So I'm saying it ain't guaranteed. I don't guarantee you that you have a solid woman.
You guys are both making valid points, but I think that
I dig what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, like, if you totally zero income, like everything's zero, ain't no one messing with you, dog.
But that's a man.
You shouldn't be messing with nobody.
You gotta have. That's what I'm saying. You gotta have some type of paper. So if the money ain't right, they always gonna take flight.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I'm good. I ain't rich, but I'm okay. I'm very comfortable, and I'm in a relationship now. I'm knock on wood. I'm in a
relationship and everything. I love my lady to death and everything. And I ain't gonna lie, I'll be a little financially embarrassed every once in a while, but it's life. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I just been around enough people with money to know that at the end of the day, that shit, it only lasts so much.
No, money ain't everything. Money ain't everything. You definitely right on that, big dog. You definitely right on that.
That shit, like, if you want something to last,
money make the things a lot better.
Oh yeah, for sure. It make it a lot easier.
It will make things definitely a lot better.
It make it a lot easier, but it ain't no end all be all. It actually makes shit harder because now you got all of this and you still can't keep no woman. Now it's like, well, damn, what the fuck? Because that's how he's coming at me.
That depends on the man now. That depends on the man now.
Asking for advice. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you. I say,
because it's just like you said, but that depends on the man, because you can have all the bread, but if you socially awkward.
But here we go.
I
think you guys.
The Pookies and Ray Rays. The Pookies and Ray Rays be getting the ladies all the time.
Yeah,
they ain't got no money.
Hold on, let's break the thing, because I understand both of you guys are talking about specific topics, and I definitely understand where both of you are coming from. You were absolutely right about financial, education. As far as having somebody understand why you should start caring about somebody, what's important to care about somebody for. I mean, I think that's where you were kind of going to, like, having a good a self-sustaining system for yourself before you involve somebody else. That's what I got from financial establishment.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And everything like that.
Yeah,
I agree. He did the one screen thing again. I want to see everybody. I can't see my face. But look, but this is the thing real quick. So it's like also what you said, how you say it, Chilean? Shalon. How you said it too. You can have all the money in the world and you still don't, ain't able to hold a successful relationship. Here's the thing, yo. Education and everything, that's perfect. We could teach somebody 1,000. You could teach your dog not to shit on the floor. The thing is, when you're young kids, young fucking 16 adolescents going through puberty and hormones and everything, you looking at that beautiful fucking girl in school, you ain't thinking about, I want to settle down and marry her. You're thinking, oh shit.
I ain't saying don't settle down and marry. I'm saying you can't be like sex is my only goal. You also got to be like,
yeah.
well, like for example, if she find a shit, go over there with the intention of being like, all right, let me talk to her. If she like old boy said, if she got something to say, if she smart, if she got a sense of humor, like what are the shit that I like? Do she like? Because she might be like, yeah, I like to cut up babies and bathe in their blood.
For real.
When I get
Yo,
out, when I
if
get
that
out of
nigga still
school,
fuck
if
with
all
her,
you
that
give a
nigga
fuck
still
about is sex, you like
look.
shit, let it go, let it ride. I help you. Which
That's
baby
why
you
I'm
want?
in
You
the
like
shit we
white
in
baby?
now. Yeah. You right. No, you right though. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
I've been that nigga. I've been
Well,
that nigga,
me too.
bro.
Yeah, me
That's what
too.
I'm
I
saying.
think
That's what I'm
some
like.
of us
If
have,
somebody would
dog.
have, that's what I'm
Tell
saying.
me the
Somebody
worst
would have
shit.
told
Yo,
I
me,
don't see my
like,
mother.
yo,
I don't know how to cook. I don't do shit. I don't
nothing.
drive. Oh, come on,
Don't
baby.
do
Let's go.
nothing. Just got a,
What?
just got a,
That's
just got a
with
fat
us. Like
ass.
you right. It's us, bro. Like, but that's the thing. Like you said, to teach them how to do that shit. But it's like it's like our imbalances. Like we ain't gonna be making educated ass decisions. That's our fucking time period where we is messing up. It is true to teach. Like I'm teaching my son now. Like, but I know damn well with the shit I'm teaching them how to clean the dishes and shit. They don't do that shit right either. But it's still like.
Facts.
It is important to implement that fucking idea because you don't want your kids to grow up and just see the Instagram models and think that this is exactly what they should be chasing instead of chasing somebody who's going to establish a proper relationship with you, benefit for you, and
help you.
yeah, help you, give you everything that you need for a successful fucking union in your life, yo. But it's hard to teach that shit because we're trying to. Everybody, we all start off as sexual beasts, yo. Women and fucking men. It don't matter. Girls, Helen, don't be real. You know, just like you said, I'm sexual family. Your whole fucking family was on it first. And it's
Listen,
like, so now it's like, we're all animals, bro. We all try to play like we not, but we all are. But there are some that are like, hey, listen, it's a chemical, but sometimes, hey, I don't really fuck with all that shit. But a lot of times, damn, she look good. Damn, he look good. How am I get it? How am I gonna get it? And now it's just fucking fluid because you constantly got sex, like you said, everywhere. You got your phone, you got your fucking porn, you got movies, you got everything. So
it's like cards, man. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah.
You always turned on.
Never on. Lights always
Cooking
on.
shows,
That's
weather
the thing, though.
channel.
But by all that happening, like you said, you got the phone here, you got Facebook here, you got the internet here. It kind of dubs you down because, like me, such as myself, I remember when all this shit first came out, and when women first started twerking, man, that shit should drive me crazy. I should see the twerking. Oh yeah. Now I see it all the time. Like, oh.
I don't give a fuck no more, y'all. That's the same shit with relationships. The same shit. You in a long time, you could love your girl. She's the most beautiful woman in the fucking world to you. You got Beyonce, but after a while, you're gonna be looking at Rihanna. Like it's just how that shit work, bro. Like it's adjustment. It's all of that. We are desensitized to a lot of shit. I was talking on my fucking show. I'm gonna do a live after this. We're gonna talk a whole bunch of shit on there too. I was talking on my show about how I just watch porn. I don't fucking do nothing to myself, nothing.
Bruh, you know what's fucked up? This is how I knew I was like getting old. I was watching the porn and they had a storyline in the porn, and all I kept thinking is
fast forward it.
This storyline don't make no damn sense. How you gonna tell me? So you gonna try to have sex with your friend's husband while he in the other room? This nigga 3 feet away. He can't hear you gacking on his dick. This is
in the bed with
you
him.
know that would not happen in life.
What kind of storyline is this? I was like, yo, I'm getting old, bro.
Now, who wrote this
all
script?
All day I be doing that shit. The plumber coming
then
over.
when they be really into it, I'm like, man, she a good actor.
Yup.
She
For real.
Yo,
you all got great points. Great points from all the guys. As you get older, yes, for some guys it may work like that. You just be like, I don't really care. And for some people, their sex drive is just high. I'm that type of person. I'm that type of guy. But it's also important to have things in common and things that you you two relationship that you guys would like to do outside of sex, and it's just not just always sex. And just like Helen said, that is a very thing that a lot of people don't talk about is being compatible with certain different certain people, and that's why it could maybe feel like a chore or feel like maybe you just ain't getting none or something like that. But hey, as I'm getting older, things are changing though. But I, I wouldn't necessarily say too it's a such thing as too much sex.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
It is one
exactly.
other thing.
Exactly.
It is one other thing. I will say, being
Helen
one
be
of the
wearing
only other
niggas out.
ones
I
with
can already
kids
know.
on here.
She just like, nah, what? Nope, we not. Nope.
Like I said, man, you go till it hurts.
Check it out, y'all. Check it out real quick. I just want to say this because I'm like me and Dre are like the odd guys out or whatever. When you have kids and you have your own children and shit, that is one of the things that does affect it. And I'm not just talking about just because there's kids around. I'm talking about because your responsibilities increase, yo. There's more shit that you got to do. It's not just going to work to take care of myself anymore. Now it's going to work, taking care of myself and taking care of the kids. You got 3 fucking kids, you can forget about it. Somebody's got a bad grade in school. Somebody got in a fight. Somebody fucking spilled something. Somebody didn't eat or didn't clean up the house, whatever. You got 1,000 fucking things now you got to detain yourself with. You already got your business. You got their business. So it's like my daughter, she sleeps in our bed every fucking night. She's been sleeping in our bed. We put her in her own bed. She crawls in our bed at night. My daughter is constantly in my bed. I sleep on this end of the bed, and my daughter and my wife sleep on that side of the bed. But we love each other like a motherfucker. When she leaves, we all hugged up, tight together. But it's just our way of just adapted to it. It's not even like we missing anything. We still go on date nights. She gets dressed up. I come home, grab on her and shit. Like, oh, come on, baby, don't fuck around. But it's just not as important because there's so much going on in a family, man. And I think that's a big establishment too. So it isn't too much sex. It's just after a while, you just have other shit going on, man. It's just life.
That's a form of sexual compatibility though. Because if that didn't work for y'all, somebody would be feeling
somebody would be getting
so that is
true.
Getting
cheated on and
you know what I'm saying? So like y'all have
for real.
Y'all are sexually compatible. Y'all don't gotta fuck like rabbits, and y'all still have a very.
That's why you gotta fast forward to the year in the relationship because, like I said in the very beginning, you guys are always sexting and whispering sweet nothings in your ear, and you're going in like rabbits. But after that year or two go by, you might still be the jackrabbit, and she's over here a turtle without a shell.
Yeah, very true, man.
Or even worse.
You gotta break it down to syllable, give it to them flashcards, whatever it is you gotta do. But y'all better fucking figure it out because there goes another 2 years of your time or 3 or 4 years wasted.
It's hard, man.
And Father Time don't play.
Sometimes people change. That's the hardest part about it because you could be the same way, like you were just saying, Chillian. You can change. You literally, maybe you both started out fucking like rabbits, and that's how y'all always been. But then somebody changes, and then the other person didn't. So now you win some shit where it's like, damn, we good with everything, but now she don't want to fuck like that no more. She don't want to do this now. Always fucking turned on, but she's like, yo, I got to work. I'm sorry, babe, I ain't feeling it like that every day. And then now you faced with your facts, like I love her, but what do? I can't do it.
Pussy.
You in the fucking bathroom fucking 13 times a day at work, all that shit.
Get a pocket pussy and watch some porno.
But then it's like, then like one girl.
But then she gonna get mad at you and shame you for having one.
Bro, listen.
No, you gotta get a little pocket pussy.
Yeah, right.
That's better than the alternative. That's better than leaving or cheating.
Hey.
I get a whole doll. You better not fuck with me. If you don't want to fuck, I got a sex doll in the closet. Don't fucking hate me.
And it's crazy how that is, man. Because like you can go into a woman's room or whatever, you see the vibrator, you see the dildo, you be like, all right, whatever.
I'll buy them.
But you go into your homeboy room or something, you see the pocket pussy or you see the inflatable dog, you're like, hold up, bro. What's going on?
Freak ass nigga, man.
Think of that, bro. That is a double standard like
you're like, hey, bro, like, did you sanitize everything around here? Is it okay for me to sit down?
Yeah, we would be like,
hold on, let me.
Where can I sit? Where can I not sit?
Let me get up out of
here. Everywhere.
I talk to you outside.
Hey, I love
That
it,
is
man.
true.
It really is though. It really is. I love it though. I know you guys got things you got to get to. Last topic though. I'm gonna run around real fast the panel. Just give everybody thoughts on it. Homeschool. What's everybody's opinion on homeschool? I know me and Brian B. We talked about this on a recent episode of the podcast, and because I remember Brian B. was talking about how his daughter was getting homeschooled and everything was just everything was going well and until one time that every it was time to go back in into school in person learning and stuff and the story that he was telling about how his daughter was talking about hey dad was BBC so
Yeah,
like different things though
little
but
fuckers.
what's everybody's
Television
opinion
Network or the other BBC?
No, the one you know,
yeah
and
the
I
one
know
The
that she
other one,
shouldn't know.
the other one, yeah, that one.
yeah
What?
yeah
Yeah, man.
so
Oh wow.
so um Brian B, if you want to elaborate a little bit before we get around the panel and close this one out on homeschooling or the pros and cons of homeschool.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Being that I'm like the only one who had kids in here that went to school. COVID happened. The kids had that virtual learning, situation or whatever, and we were lucky because my girl, she was working from home. I was out in that shit. I was delivering and stuff like that or whatever. But so my kids were able to actually, go to school online and shit like that or whatever. So my girl enjoyed it. She one of them type of people like she dived all the way into that shit. Like she was over there making classrooms in the living room and shit. I had letters on the wall. They fucking sixth graders letters and animals on the wall. But she did it well. And we both saw the benefits. She was teaching them how to garden. We got a garden in the back. Like, we was doing a whole bunch of shit. And she we ain't like establishment people and shit. Like we don't even I don't even like school because it doesn't teach you the shit that you really need to fucking learn to get through life properly, in my opinion. So we've always kind of had the idea for like homeschooling. But when I had a daughter, see my daughter and my daughter and my son is mine. My daughter was with my girl. So we met and they got together, but then we made my daughter. And my daughter, I'm the type of dad I don't fuck with. Like I don't want my daughter going nowhere. So I'd already told her a long time ago, like I want to homeschool her. I want her to be home and shit like that or whatever. But my other daughter went to school when they got done with the virtual learning, and it's just like made me completely be like, yeah, homeschooling is the key. Yeah, she came home and she was like, yeah, so like kind of naive. What's BBC? And she said, we were turned her head. What the fuck? What? She said, what's BBC? and she said that the kids at the lunch table was like laughing. I was like, yeah, she likes BBC or whatever. She likes BBC or whatever. And she didn't know what the fuck it was. She didn't know what the fuck it was. So my kids just being assholes. And I was pissed. I'm on something. I'm about to go to school tomorrow. Shit, like what am I gonna do? Fight them? Like, but I was pissed, and I was like, it was just another thing that kind of just had me like, yo, if I can control this, why am I not doing it? If I can make sure that my daughter doesn't interact with this shit, doesn't get attacked, doesn't get influenced, whatever the case may be. If I can control it, why do I not? You know what I'm saying? They can stay home. We're doing what we got to do. We're able to work from home and shit. Why can't I do this? And that's where I started changing my mind about what homeschool actually was. Really because of COVID. But now, see, it sucks because now I'm hitting this thing. I've done a couple shows and I've talked to a couple different people where I am kind of flipping back a little bit to like, I want my daughter to go out and be able to have more time with other people. So it's kind of coming back there, but I know it's going to take just one bad argument or my kids get into a fight or something. And I'm like, I fucking homeschool back forever. Because I don't want to hold her under my wing. I don't want to hold her like completely, but I do want to guard her and guide her the best that I can. If I can, why not? So that's kind of where I was
going to say something about that. Yeah. I was going to say something about that, man, because I think you definitely have to, it's a 50-50. Because there's going to be some things that, like you said, man, that school shit ain't going to teach you nothing really what these kids need to learn nowadays. Mm-hmm. If you do homeschooling, you kind of can teach them a little bit. That's where I was telling you about like how getting the financial literacy, teaching them a little bit ahead of the game. But also, if you keep them in that shell, in that bubble the whole entire time, you got to understand when they hit that world, now they're really gonna be super innocent, and they ain't gonna know shit that's gonna happen to them. So they can get fucked up at any moment. And there's two things you gotta understand too, that a lot of parents don't seem to get it through their head. Sometimes you get that kid that's gonna be that kid in front of you and away from you, or you get that joker. And some of y'all were that joker. I used to be that joker. In front of my mom and pops, yes ma'am, yes sir, da 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 da. But when I got out in the streets, I got to hang out with homie. It was shit, fuck, pussy, let's get it, da da da, let's da da da, all that good shit. So you gotta understand that, people. They might be a saint in front of you, but behind you, you gotta watch who they hang out with, and just everything. So it's 50-50. Once again, because if you keep them all away from everything, they're not gonna know nothing. But they gotta know a little something. They got to.
Absolutely right. That's just one thing too, though. We're not gonna even forget about teachers fucking them and trying all that freaky stuff. School shootings every 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
Little girls and the Slender Man taking their kids downstairs under the stairs and stabbing them up and shit. So there's a lot of factors.
The transgender thing now going on too, like
different directions. You don't know what's being taught to you. It's a lot of fucking facts. I just picked the ones that I was already, on the fence, and then I was like, all right, fucking, I'm over the fence now. But like you just said, there's small things. Like, what was a small thing for me? Somebody brought up when I was talking to him, they was like, oh, remember the book fair? When you was younger, you had the book fair. I was like, hell yeah, I remember the book. You couldn't wait for the book fair day. Buy your little stupid book from the little thing. That was fun for us. You feel me? But is the book fair enough of a decision changing, factor for me to let my kid go in school and maybe not see them anymore? I was watching the fucking special about the Columbine shooting all the way. That's our day. That's back when that shit was our day. When that happened, like one of the first ones you really heard of. And the survivors of that shit, they were telling the story. And the craziest thing to me about the documentary was how everybody was recapping their day, how normal their fucking day was, how it was just, I woke up in the morning and I argued with my sister and I did this or whatever, and it was the last time I ever fucking saw her. That shit spoke to me, bro. I was like, damn, like just sending your kids to school where they learning the same shit we all do and then never see them again. That Texas shit, bro. Listen, if you can homeschool your kids, fuck the social argument. Listen, I'll find a way for you to be social. I'll join a chat group like we in right now. But if I can protect my kids, why not? You feel me? That's where I'm at with the shit now.
No, you're right. Definitely.
It's hard, man. It's hard, bro. It's a hard thing.
Right. Helen or Shalom, you guys have any comments you guys want to add to it?
No, I feel like I understand it. I understand it. And I think I just started working at the Boys and Girls Club. And so to even hear how the kids are different from when I was growing up, like these kids out here be ready to fight you and ready to call child.
They're little savages right now.
I'm like, bitch, I wish
they got too much information. That's why.
Like I would never. My mama gave teachers permission to beat my ass if I acted up. So it's I understand it, and I have a respect for people who can't homeschool because I couldn't. Like that's just I don't even know if I like kids for real. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. Somebody got to do it. That's real dope to be doing it.
Somebody got to do it, but
no offense to nobody. I love
no, you right though. You right though, because that literally is. That's why I keep saying if you can, because there's a lot of single parents out there who's got to go to work. They can homeschool. You know what I'm saying? So it's not always like it's an available option. But like you were saying, Helen, kids got so much more fucking information now. Everybody got a phone. When I was working at Target, I was in the electronics department. Fucking moms coming in buying their daughters brand new iPads. Fucking 4 years old.
Ridiculous.
Bro, they got information, bro. My daughter, she knows how to work the phone better than me. I'm dead ass. And I'm the tech nigga with all this shit.
Right.
She know how to work it. They got more information. They hearing shit. They seeing shit. They on Instagram. They on Twitch. They watching our shows and shit right now.
Right. I've been hearing that, which I think is crazy.
I'm just saying, my kids' sons, my kids' friends that play out here, they know my show. They knew my show before the shit. They knew my show, and they didn't before they knew me. On some real shit. On some real shit. No lie. And I fucking like, y'all, what? And they was telling my kids at school or whatever. So It's just really weird, man. These kids have a lot more information, so it is a scarier time, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely is.
This internet can make them or break them.
Mm-hmm.
This internet can make you or break you.
Yeah.
Shalom.
Oh, um, I'm 50-50. Uh, I think I agree as far as, you want to sell to your kids, you want to keep your kids away, it as much as you can, protect them as much as you can. And I also agree that schools ain't gonna teach you nothing, because I don't everything that but I'm gonna get to that. But like, yeah, as far as like education wise, school teaches you the public school teaches you the bare minimum shit. As far as homeschooling go, I don't. I personally probably wouldn't homeschool my child, only because, like, going back to what you said, it's not really one. It's a blessing just to be in a position where you can get homeschooled, because if I'm working and my girl working, he got to go somewhere, and
Exactly.
I might just not have an option to just be like, yeah, one of us gonna stay home and homeschool them, this, that, and the third. I think that it not necessarily be homeschool, but I think we definitely should take a more in-depth approach into what schools we send our kids to. So I think it's a lot more options than just a regular public school now. You got charter schools, you got private schools, they got scholarships for private schools, they got fucking performing arts schools. There's so many other schools that you can go to besides just a regular public school that I went to and maybe some of us went to, that you can, if you go to your public school and you just don't like the vibe, or you don't like how the principal act, or seeing something that you just don't fuck with, then you have other options. You can go, let me see about this charter school, it ain't that far. Let me go see about this public school. They got tuitions for woo woo woo, so we ain't got to pay nothing out of pocket. Just be more in depth into the education, in depth, and do more research on the school that you trying to send your kids to. Because I mean, I didn't go to the best school, but in all honesty, I really wouldn't change it, only because it gave me. And I know that you can figure out a way to be social in a homeschool environment, but I think it's something different when you get into a public school, because it's not really about being social with people that you like. It's really about being social with people that you don't like. Like, because I was the type of nigga growing up that, like, I got in my first fight in kindergarten. Nigga took my cookie and I cracked him in the face, and we got to fight. Came my best friend right after. But
That's how it usually happens, though.
yeah,
It is.
but
It
it's
is.
about but I also realized I got in trouble right after, and I couldn't. Right after that, that's something that I can't just react to somebody doing something to me in that way. I got to figure out other ways around it. If somebody's talking shit about me, yeah, I can just go ahead and hit them on sight. But I got to also realize there's going to be consequences for that. How do I figure a way around that? Can I talk shit back? All right, I'm going to talk shit back. If we just end up talking shit back and forth to each other, he might be like, hey, you hung up with me, little nigga. I'm going to fuck with you. So it might be niggas who just might not try to talk at all. They just might want to fight off the scrim. That didn't happen too. Where niggas just be like, hey, I want to fight you for no reason.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just is what it is. But that's the world, though.
No girls go through
That's
that.
the world.
Like, that's just the world. Like, the world ain't gonna be,
It ain't all peaches and cream.
And I think public school, just being in a societal environment like public school, or a school period, is what really trains you to be in the world. It ain't really about, okay, and I understand, Columbine, school shootings and all of that, and social media and all of that. But I mean, I just feel like all of that is still gonna be present. I just feel like it's better to help you be there to guide them through all of that, versus you just be like, all right, we're gonna take you out all together. I think it's just, we need to be more hands-on, like go to PTA,
more vigilant.
Talk to all the teachers, get their curriculum, like be more hands-on with the actual school, and that will probably make the experience a lot more better for them. If you more hands-on, you making sure that these teachers are doing what they're supposed to do. Because all honesty, Because I got a homeboy that's a teacher now. He like, bro, most parents don't even give a fuck to come to PTA meetings. When he be asking me like, yo, I want to
That's
talk
the
to you
bad
about
part.
your kid, and they don't even fucking show up. He said,
Yeah.
but the parents that do, even if their kid is an asshole and fucking up, if he hit their parents up and be like, yo, your kid doing this is this, and they pull up to the school, he said that does a lot more for him because he know he got somebody in my corner like, yo, we are both on the same page. There's gonna never be a situation where I gotta tell you about your child and you like, not my baby. Like,
Oh no, fuck no.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that shit too, though. But no, you're absolutely right, man. That's one of the biggest things about, that I'm kind of dealing with now because I was brought up the same way. My school was not the best at all, and I know what it was like and what I gained from coming up in that kind of environment and shit like that or whatever. I lost a lot of fucking people I used to know and stuff like that. So it's like just having the option to keep my kid more, especially my daughter. That's a big fucking difference. I'll tell you right now. My son, I'm hard with my son. I talk shit to my kids, everything. But my daughter, a 3-year-old little baby that I was holding, little tiny little girl, and then knowing how I was, I'm like I said, I'm a fucking animal. But now it's like having other men approach my daughter, having grown men approach my daughter, the whole sex trafficking shit here in Atlanta and all that bullshit. Bro, I got 3 nieces. I got my sister, my mother. Like, I'm like the man of my fucking family. So I'm constantly being that, protector of everybody and shit like that. And it does make me overreact to a lot of situations. But like you said, man, if you can, it is a blessing because you are gaining a lot. But that doesn't mean that you shelter them from the real world, because public school, you do learn a lot. But there's a lot of shit that you shouldn't be learning as well, man.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem that I'm facing. You know what I'm saying? My daughter don't need to learn about big black dick in school. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless it's health class. What I'm saying, like, fucking little kids.
But it's just that they move so fast nowadays,
man. That's what I'm
saying. My sister was pregnant at 16, bro. My sister was pregnant at fucking 16. My niece is 18 next year. My sister was pregnant at 16, bro.
Yeah,
we didn't even fucking
girl.
know. We didn't even know. My sister was the quiet one. I was the loud, always in trouble, fucking, breaking shit, going crazy. My sister was the quiet one. In the lunch line, we standing in fucking school, and I see her. I'm looking at her stomach like, yo, kids telling me, your sister pregnant, fucking kid.
That's messed
some
up.
real shit.
That's messed up.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
Nah, you right.
These kids are way more advanced and, like you guys said, have way more information and everything. But on the homeschool thing, like me and Brian B was saying, I'm still having that debate. My little man is 6 months right now. I'm about to be 6 months. So, we got some time, for that though. But, with the school shootings and all that stuff like that, yeah, you want to protect them and protect your kids at all costs though. But at the same token, schools don't teach you, the things that you do know. And Shalon said one thing I think it was important. I think it's important to choose the school, choose the right school. And a lot of us don't, sort of have that option. We just, is then say, hey, you know what? It's time to go to school. Go to this school, and you just got to make shit work out of it, though. DC public schools weren't always the great, the stuff that you do on a daily basis, how to file taxes, how to, open up a bank account, how to do this or how to do that. They didn't teach us nothing. And most of the stuff that they did teach us, not really using, at this point in time, at this day. So, homeschool is, I don't know. I'm kind of with it though, but at the same token, like I don't want my little man, to like I said with Brian B, not being so closed off, and not knowing what's going on, in the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And when something come up or arouse, he's startled or something.
Shut down.
Yeah, and I definitely don't want that. But at the same token, I definitely want to. I couldn't imagine being that dad or that parent just we gotta get a call and it's emergency, gotta go to school and stuff like that. It's just but yeah, homeschool, man, is that's a conversation we having though. But I appreciate everyone from Helen, my guy Shalon, Brian B, and Dr. Shockley for coming through here on the podcast though. Before we wrap it up and head on out of here, want to go around the panel And everyone, man, just tell everyone where they can find you at, your podcast, anything like that. I'm gonna start with Helen first.
Yeah, this is always the worst part. I hate plugging myself for some reason. But you can follow my podcast. It's called Honestly Helen. My Instagram is the tagline Honestly Helen _. There is no rhyme or reason to my podcast outside of it being honest. So there's no topic that's off limits. I'm wrapping up my 4th season and then we'll be back for season 5. Other than that, y'all be great. Y'all be magical. And thank you, Dre, for having me. I really do appreciate it. This was really, really fun. I enjoyed being a part of the boys for a night. This was cute. I was here for it.
Thank you. Dr. Shock Lou.
Hey, you guys already know, man. It is that boy, the one that's always going to talk that shit, walk that shit, and always going to be about that shit. And people, don't forget to give a big like to everybody out here that was on that platform tonight. And subscribe, people, because we need you out here. For real. Mm-hmm. And don't forget to check me out on all the major platforms. You can check me out on Spotify, Pandora, Apple Podcasts. You can see the lives on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We also are on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on all major platforms, man. So don't forget to check us out, man. That's Shockaloo Dreams, where we talk that shit, walk that shit, and always going to be about that shit. And please, people, don't forget to give a big like, subscribe, and share to everybody out here on that platform tonight. You feel me? All right, do your thing, man.
Shalom.
Hey. Yeah, I don't like this plugging shit either, but I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna muscle it out. But nah, y'all can follow me at Thomas Shalon. That's my personal page. It's got all types of stuff that I do, from photography, trailers for any of my movies, just shit that I think is funny. Also follow my podcast, Stupider Than Jupiter, where I have guests on and we talk about all types. We didn't argue over cereal. I didn't have niggas challenge people to races. I didn't have motherfuckers find love on my podcast. So anything can happen on any given episode on all platforms: Spotify, Apple, Google Play, all that good stuff. Like I said, thank God for the Beach Boys coming soon. I'm cutting the trailer as we speak. I got exit interview in the works. That's coming as we speak. And I appreciate, man, getting invited on this platform, man. This is really fun. I'm glad I got this opportunity. I'm finna like, subscribe to all of y'all, so y'all should too. Don't be stingy. It won't cost nothing. And D, we're gonna pass it on to you. It's your turn. You gotta plug yourself, sir.
Brian B.
This is what I do. Yo, hey, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Brian D. Yo, listen, check it out, guys. Definitely go check out the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We got our web show and entertainment show. Web show is Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Thursday nights is the entertainment show where you can come on and show up. That's right. Yo, listen, I definitely am going to follow everybody here on this panel. Dre, thanks so much for having me back on. We're also doing the live on the line Sunday nights. We're about to jump over there. I'm about to go jump over there right now. And we talk, we get real, we get raw. It's about to get crazy. We talk about some crazy shit tonight. But yo, listen, guys, thank y'all as well. It's really nice meeting you guys. You guys are all invited if you want to come on my show. Be guests. We got a lot of big guests that we got coming on my show, right? We just did a fucking interview with Tommy Chong, man. Unbelievable. What? Yeah, man. It was really crazy getting to know this guy. Like, fucking nice ass dude, man. But we got a lot of really, really big names coming on the show. I've just been enjoying meeting different people, so many different people, recently, and it's been a blessing. I cannot wait for this year. But yeah, follow us, pick up the merch, do it all, and we'll see you there, man. We'll see you there.
Hey, that's what's up. I appreciate everyone, man. I love connecting with like-minded people, man, from Helen, Dr. Shockaloo, my guy Shalon, and my guy Brian B. And man, this has been awesome. I'm back. Another season or another ride of here with the podcast Beyond 1130. A dope episode of the 1130 podcast show is back. And also this coming weekend, me and my guy Brian B, we're going to be live celebrating the Royal Rumble. So that's going to be fun and all that stuff, man. For real. I thank everyone for tuning in to this great show, man. I hope to see you guys on another episode, man, for tuning in. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms, man. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram at the 1130 podcast underscore, all that, man, for real. And on the audio side, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, you could definitely follow the 1130 podcast. Talk pro wrestling. But I ain't gonna keep rambling on. This was a great one. I want to thank my guy Shalom once again. Definitely subscribe to Stupider Than Jupiter. Definitely make sure you subscribe to Shakalu Dreams podcast, wherever you get your podcast. The Honestly Helen podcast, and my guy, the Beeline Entertainment LLC. Definitely subscribe to him and follow him on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast is at, man. And make sure you tell a friend about the 1130 podcast, man. But this was great. Once again, man, give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? From myself, Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Yo, man, I'm out.